Hello and welcome back to every single one of you. If you are new, my name is Eliza Mozal. I am spiritual mentor and I help people on their spiritual journeys to raise their vibration. And today's episode is a little bit special. I feel so connected. I feel vibrating. I feel my heart is absolutely fully open. And I actually cannot wait to listen whatever is gonna come out through me. And the subject that I wanted to talk about is about detaching totally from reactive mode, from reactive to reacting to what other people do, say, what's happening, the way our mind tells us how to think and feel, and shifting away from that into the responding mode, where we are not driven anymore by fear, where we're not driven anymore by lack and old way of thinking and feeling, and totally in a when we are responding or not responding at all from a place of love and truth. This is an enormous shift that I went through, and it isn't something that I went through, all of a sudden, overnight, bam, here I am, awesome new Eliza, shining their light. It's a process. It's a little bit like forgiveness. You've got to do it over and over and over again until it becomes your second nature. And at the beginning, it can be tough, but it absolutely doesn't have to. So by the end of that podcast-ish episode, you will be perfectly clear how to go through that shift. Without a further ado, let me just start maybe that today in Scotland, it's Saturday morning. I'm sitting in the front of the window. There is millions and millions of little drops on the window. I have a huge window in my living room that it's from the floor till the ceiling. So there is like millions and trillions of these little drops on the window, and they look gorgeous. And the winds and rains are back in Scotland after maybe 2 or 3 or 4 days of having some sunshine and lovely weather, which brings as well the clearing and cleansing energy, which is absolutely amazing. It's always needed. And if you forgot, there is no flowers without the rain. So there is no need to be sad about it. And there is so many things we can do indoors or when we wrap up warm and use umbrellas and hoodies if you want to get outside. So wherever you are watching this from, whatever is the weather that you have right now at your place, just please remember that at the end of the day, you do not have to go by labels anymore. Something that your mind learned over the time and through conditioning to label as good or bad, you absolutely do not have to do it anymore, especially if it brings you pain, any type of pain, suffering, struggle, any type of resistance, especially if it brings some rubbish to the surface. You do not have to suppress it. You do not have to go by the labels. You can just take it in as it is, learn from it as much as it is possible, and when it is right time, let it go. And if you caused some chaos along the way, go back, apologize, make your amends, forgive yourself, and give others a space and time to forgive you as well. That's the process that I absolutely learned to love. And at the beginning, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But okay, let's go back to going from reacting into responding way of living. I would definitely call it a lifestyle, and I would definitely label it life-changing. Oh my goodness, when I now connect and look back into the way I've been, if in any simple and easy way I would describe raising your vibration, is exactly about shifting from being reacting constantly to anything that happens outside of you and inside of you, and shifting into an totally self-empowered being who steps into their own power and is just simply choosing a response and take responsibility for their own energy. Okay, so I've made sure before I started that video, by the way, the second I sat down to record this, guess what was the time on my phone? Yep, 11:11. Yep, synchronicities are here. I am on the right path, and there has been so much shown to me and revealed to me over the last few days and weeks. So much that I'm gonna keep on talking about it more and more and more in all the future notes. In all the future episodes and videos and everything I'm releasing. So I've made sure I am connecting and I'm recording that from a place of love and truth. I've made sure I'm putting all my crap, all my hurts, all my pains, all the old stuff on the side so you can benefit from it as much as you can and as much as you want as well. Because it is a little bit like there is this flow of consciousness that runs through me through these episodes, and they do go through my own filter. Although they are for you a little bit like an ocean, and you can choose whether you're gonna come and pick it up from it with a cup or with a bucket or with a huge vase. It's entirely up to you. And I truly believe into returning back and back and back to the old messages, the way I'm returning back to books. So it's absolutely normal and natural to go back to the same lessons that we heard a year ago or a week ago and go back and go through it again, just to realize that, oh my goodness, I'm taking so much more out of that one episode. And it seems like I didn't hear that thing before, but it was there, and now I am ready to receive it. So it is absolutely okay to go through the same lessons and videos over and over again. This is how we are designed. We are designed to go through repetition process and learn through it and from it. Oh my goodness, I am getting off the subject so much. Okay, let's go back. Let me go back maybe to how that looks like. And of course, I'll be talking about my own example, my own mistakes and my own lessons. So when I was living from reactive mode, my power, I was always giving my power away to other people. So the way you reacted to me, whatever I done and created, that's how I was measuring myself. My worth, my well-being, my happiness depended on everything that it was outside of me. So anything I was created was as well influenced by the thought what they, he, them, she will think of it. So anything that happened, let's say in workplace, I was the person to this particular person the way they were with me. So if they were not nice and rough and rude with me, that's the way I was with them. If they were kind and lovely and sweet with me, that's the way I was with them. So it's a very old way of being. This way of being has absolutely no space. It absolutely has no place in the new world, in the new consciousness, in the heaven on earth that we all trying to create together, which some people call 5D, other people call new way of living, just whatever it is that you want to call it. This way of being has absolutely no place and no time in the world we want to live in. And it is extremely important to realize in our own lives, and at my own journey, I had to realize what are the places that I was reacting to. And it was everything. It was absolutely everything. And it was always going down to me getting that value from something and someone, to covering that hole of feeling not whole, of feeling not good enough, or feeling not accomplished, or feeling not fulfilled, and all that stuff. I speak a lot about it, about self-esteem, about that inner hole. I speak a lot about in my golden self-esteem experience. So there is a link below under that video in the description box. So if you are a doer and you want to go over that stuff, just feel free to go over there and benefit from it as much as you can. And I'll get back to the reactive mode. So being in this reactive mode, it absolutely takes your power away. And that power, when you step into that your own power, this is, you are becoming the person you were created to be. You are becoming that light worker or a warrior, or stepping into your angelic energy. Whatever it is that you are, whatever it is that you're coming from, you are stepping into that power by stopping reacting and depending on the outside sources. The only source I am depending on at the moment is that higher power, is the creator, the heavenly father, whatever it is that you want to call it. And it's all about the power behind the name. When I have decided that the only being that I'll be depending on is that higher power, everything started changing, because I started taking my power back from all those people, places, and situations that I was expecting to influence me in this particular way that I thought is the one exactly that I need to be all good and all okay and all amazing. Of course, I wanted things to be the way my mind was telling me that I need them to be, so I can feel okay. And that was relationships, jobs, situations, reactions to what I do, what I don't do, and all that stuff. When I started shifting away from this reacting mode into responding mode, something huge has happened. And I started understanding of the power that lies within me as well. And this is absolutely nothing to do with being ego-driven or power-driven. And it has a lot to do with being and existing from a place of love and truth. When I started looking at life in a totally different way from this point of view, I realized that I have to entirely take the ownership of everything I am saying, doing, and thinking and being. Because the responding mode is taking responsibility for who am I being right now, here in this moment, in this place, in this current situation, in this, with whatever has been given to me, whatever circumstances I am in right now, and taking full ownership of my response towards it, which it is the way I think and feel about it. I have a full right to take a step back and entirely make my own mind of who am I going to choose to be over here. And I'm for example, I can decide, and I'm the thing that it just flows through me, and it just doesn't want me to go back to where I started, where I came from 5, 10, 20 years ago, is that I absolutely do not have to respond anymore at all. At all. And when I am at the right place with myself and with that whole situation, I can choose to take my own responsibility for my own energy. You see, every single thing we do and think and feel, the way we even look at other people, carries a level of energy and vibration. And the whole thing of us raising our vibration, which it means raising the vibration of the planet, is based on detaching from all these expectations, is based on detaching of these sick and unhealthy codependent ideas that we've been fed through our whole lives, or how anyone else should be. I truly believe that 5D is all about freedom. It's not about you should be this way and that way. It's about the freedom and the flow of love. And love do not owe. Love do not expect. Love lets you be who you are choosing to be. Love gives you the space for you to go through whatever you need to go through. And the energy that I have about particular person, situation, institution, a building, a relationship, past, future, present, whatever it is, everything carries some kind of energy, and the way I look at it carries a particular energy. So if I'm going through something and I refuse internally to go through that lesson, and I carry that sick energy into other people, I'm gonna be triggering inside of them that hurt and that pain. I'll be triggering stuff within them, and I'll be carrying my pain into them because I refused 5 minutes ago to go through that process of paying attention to that type of energy. Shortening refractory period of your emotional reaction is something I've been called to teach. That came to me very recently. It came to me before, but I wasn't believing. My ego didn't let me believe in it. And I truly believe now. I came here, and in this present time, I am here to teach people, teach beings who are vibrating already very high, to detach from that old bullshit, to shorten that refractory period that shouldn't last longer than a minute and a half, exactly, physically within their body. Everything else that it is above a minute and a half, it's faken, it's dragged to, it's suppressed, and it's continuing the suffering, and it spreads the suffering into the world. So I truly believe I've been called to help other people who are willing to learn that, to shorten that refractory period and overcome that stuff, no matter the situation, no matter the case, no matter how much you feel you are on fire within you, through that pain, through that inner turmoil. And I'll be talking about it more and more in a soon future as well, if not in this episode. So the first step from shifting from the reactive mode into responsive or no responsive mode is to take full ownership and acknowledge that every single thing you do carries the vibration. Every single thought you have about someone else, something else, or about yourself, it carries a specific vibration. And if it isn't coming from a place of love and truth, it would be triggering in others people pain. And I think it's extremely important to say that we are not responsible. If you trigger someone, you are not responsible for their reaction or response. It's their own choice whether they're gonna react to it and slash back at you, or they're gonna pull it back, deal with their own stuff, and then come back to you or not. So we're not responsible how other people are gonna react or respond to whatever we do, label good or bad, comes from a place of love and truth or unconsciousness. And B, going back again to this main core of this whole video, we are still fully responsible on the energy that we are passing on. You even don't have to sometimes talk to people or say what is it within you. If you carry some level of energy, some level of illness, some unresolved issues within you, and every one of us carries something, if you're going with that energy into the world and this is what you are passing on, you will be attracting more of that. There will be more and more suppressive things coming up to you. There will be more and more things you're gonna need to deal with, and you will be causing more pain and suffering into this world instead of light and truth and love. This is what I have learned some time ago, and it takes me a while. It took me a while to properly learn to not react, but respond and choose what is my response, towards this whole particular situation. Okay, what I've been so much called to do, and I've been called to do that earlier as well. I can feel it and I can see it already. But this morning I woke up and I knew it. This is what I've got to do, and there is absolutely no way for me to run away from this one. Yes, I can try to run away and suppress it and go through the stages of pain and suffering and depression and anxiety again, but no, hell no, this is not gonna happen this time. And I want to share with you the thing that I'll be working on from now on, and it's gonna come out in a near future. I'm not sure how long is it gonna take. I'm not gonna put a date on it. Not at all, no pressure thing. And the thing I'll be working on is that I'll be working on releasing a extremely valuable and high vibrational content that is going to help every single being that wants to go through the process of raising their vibration through clearing and cleansing their vessel. So the content that I want to create is going to be super duper valuable. It's going to be high vibrational, and it's going to be helping every single person on their spiritual journey, no matter if you are one of those highest beings, or whether you are just at the beginning of your journey, whether you feel small or big, it absolutely doesn't matter. Because if your vessel is blocked and stuck with unhealthy food, unhealthy way of living, if your body is and absolutely entirely filled with all those stuck energies, that flow of that energy and the purpose that you came here to do, it's just not gonna be flowing. It's not gonna be working the way it's supposed to be. You're just gonna struggle and suffer so much. And I've been through it. I've been through that for so many years, but it's not like that today. And that's the thing I'll be working on. I'm extremely excited. If you are excited as well, I would love if you would let me know in the comments section, what do you think about it, if this is something you are interested in. And this is exactly what I'll be working on, and I'll be keeping everything absolutely straightforward and simple. No bullshitting, no going around the subject. Why? This stuff came from place of love and truth, and that's how it's going to be represented. Pure and sweet sandwich, or monomeal, even better. Okay, let me go back and recap the transition from the reaction into responding way of living, and it is a lifestyle. Let me just recap, because I went so much of the subject here and there. I think one of the most important thing is to realize that, and we've got to, as a grown-ups, the condition that has been given to us, the stuff that has happened for us so we can grow and overcome it. Now, as an adults, we are having full responsibility to overcome that stuff. At the end of the day, we all signed up for it. And that's it. End of story. And you can do it. You would not be going through it if you wouldn't be able to do it. And this world and this time is entirely filled with beings, energies, humans that you knew from all their past lifetimes and all of it, who are placed here to help you throughout this journey, and you're gonna help them as well. We are all one. Yes, that's true. But individually, we have our things to overcome for the greater good. So you can do that stuff, but first you've got to take ownership. The way I think and feel right now, it's going to bring consequences, good or bad ones. I'm living in the house, I'm on my own here, right? I'm not affecting anyone right here, right now. But the way I think about this person and this person and this person right now is gonna affect them sooner or later. It is affecting them right now, because that's the energy I am sending to them. Okay, now I'm gonna leave the house very soon, go to post office, I'm gonna face a person who is conscious or unconscious. It absolutely doesn't matter. And the energy I give them, it's gonna affect them in some way. If I'm gonna connect with my core, with my freedom, with my purpose, I'm just gonna send them love, or I'm gonna send them nothing. And that's all okay and fine, without expecting them to be the way back in the day I wanted them to be. And that's all okay and fine. But I'll come back home and I'm gonna put my head on my pillow at nighttime and I'm gonna feel good. I'm gonna feel good about myself because I've done my best. Because I absolutely have done my best. And when I am on my lower day, I'll be working my ass off on forgiveness bit. And I'll be working my ass off on working through these energies and the pain that comes up, so I can let it go, not pass it on to another human being or animal or anything like that. So taking the ownership of the energies that we are passing on to this world, it's so important. It's beautiful as well, because it is a proof of us maturing through that spiritual journey and raising our vibration process. And yes, it is a process. It cannot happen click like that with fingers and all of a sudden it's done and all of this. No, it's a process. And some of us it takes longer time, or some of us shorter time. I am here to help so many of you on that journey with that. All you've got to do is be willing, use these tools, and just simply do your best. And just maybe sometimes just literally try harder. Another thing, recapping throughout all this video, is that the difference between reaction is that when we are feeling some kind of, when we are disconnected from that wholeness within, when we are believing that we are not whole deep within the way we are, and we expecting the world to be in a particular way. So when I have some kind of picture attached to John, and John is supposed to be exactly this way and that way, there is 100% sureness that I will be disappointed. Because John is just a human being. John has its own will, and John is on its own journey, right? And even if our paths cross, he's gonna be doing whatever he's gonna have to do. Good, bad, pretty, ugly, whatever you want to label it or not. John is going to disappoint that picture in my head, because I want, for example, John to be always tolerant with me, always patient, and always listen, and always be there for me, blah, blah, blah. The truth is, John is his own being. He's responsible for himself, not making Eliza happy. Okay, and the difference as well, with choosing the response. When I am choosing to not react the way you are to me, so that's the way I'm gonna be to you, I am choosing the response. Okay, no matter which way you are, I'm gonna choose who am I going to be in that situation. Because at the end of the day, when I'm detaching myself from all situations, from all people, from everything that happened or might happen in the future, I'm left with me. I'm left with me, with that feeling, who am I? How am I feeling about myself? So if I'm detaching from that and I'm left with me, I'm going back to, okay, who have I been today? How have I behaved? How have I treated people? How much love? How much compassion? And how much tolerance that I gave to others, no matter the circumstances as which way they be. Because listen, I am a woman, right? And there is a particular time of the month that I'm gonna have much less patience and compassion towards others. And there are other times of the month when I'm gonna have it in absolute abundance, and that's okay as well. I'm going through my own cycles, and every single person, whether you are a woman or a man, goes through that as well. The moon cycle is just an example, something you can compare with and find identification. So if you, whether you are a guy, girl, or you don't want to be identified with being a boy or girl or anything like that, that absolutely doesn't matter. Whoever you are, or you don't want to be, or you don't identify as or identify as, you are gonna be going through the moon cycles. You are going through the periods of the flow. And that's how we discover, things about ourselves and life. That's what we are going through. So today, the whole message, I think, of that whole podcast is for you to become a little bit more intelligent emotionally, and take time out of your busy day. List pen and paper. What are the things you don't want to represent anymore? When you want to pause, please, for God's sake. Take time out. Don't just blah, 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 just pause. Take your time out of all the people, everything you do and don't do. From your head, connect with that beautiful heart of yours. Connect with that beautiful, energetic vibration of love that you are. Connect with that. Ask yourself who you are. Every single day, ask yourself who you are. Who am I representing to be? Am I truly the one? Am I truly the one that I say to the world that I am? Am I truly the one that I feel at the heart that I am? Connect with that. Choose to grow and flow and represent who you truly are at the core. Don't represent your fears. Don't pass them on. How did we got them in the first place? Through the people who didn't work their own shit through. Don't pass it on. Break the chain of pain and suffering. Break that chain. Become the one who you're meant to be. And they were days, and there will be days when it's easier, other days it's harder, and they are days that we're gonna be messing up, but let's be sure to clean that mess so it's not gonna spread. It's like dirty dishes in your sink. You're gonna have to wash every single one of these up at some point. And you know what? I like to wash my dishes every single day. That's the way. I like my sink being clean. I just like it this way. I sleep better, I feel better about myself. If someone comes for a visit, it looks good, it feels good, and it is nice. I think this is it that I meant to say today. Lots of flew through me, and I'm not gonna lie, I took few pauses because I was feeling myself getting off the subject, getting my vibration being pulled somewhere, where I don't want to be, and I didn't want to carry that energy over here. And I'm so glad. And the funny part is that in between that recording that I'm just doing, the postman came to the door and he brought me the new Eden perfume that I ordered. This is a vegan perfume that is absolutely cruelty-free, paraben-free, all this fake stuffness that it's in any other stuff. It's absolutely free. And it, you know what it smells like? It smells like new Eliza. It's so fresh, but it's deep as well. And it's beautiful, and it has a gorgeous, strong core, and it's fresh and fruity in the same time. It's so amazing. It's so me. I'm so happy. I don't know why, but I just needed to share that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go. I have few errands to run. I'm gonna wish every single one of you absolutely all the best. If you've got any value whatsoever from that video, you know what to do. Hit like, share with others. And if you're excited for that new content about how to raise your vibration and connect with that higher version of yourself on a daily basis and run and basically live from it, generate from it, create from it, put that please in the comment section. I would love to hear who is excited for it, who want to hear from it, because that helps me as well, to know what is it needed in the world, what is it that you need, what are your needs and desires, where is the help that I can be, that I can place, my little piece into it. How can I be helpful and useful over here? Guys, I'm gonna wish you all the best. Have a beautiful day, evening, morning, night, whatever it is that you're doing at whatever time. Open up your heart to yourself, let yourself flow, feel your own love, stay amazing, stay awesome, keep on exploring, and I will talk to you very, very, very soon. Bye bye.